Please.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Justice Arbour, for being here with us today. Given the robust investigation and all of the detailed work that you have done, what can you share with survivors who have been waiting so long to see the change? You've acknowledged in the recent days that they need to be patient, and we recognize that the changes won't happen overnight. But could you speak to the survivors for how long they've been waiting for this, and what happens next?
Yes. Mr. President, do you want me to answer questions as they come, or?
Yes, please.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, first of all, and I did mention in my report, I think the credit for the progress that will eventually, slowly, but eventually take place on these and related issues in the Canadian Armed Forces goes largely to the victim survivors who have come forward. And frankly, if there's a lesson in all that, I think the most significant progress has come when these survivors have taken the initiative themselves. The Hader Beatty class action, which you may recall, has led to some 20,000 claims being filed, I think speaks more loudly than any external scrutiny of these issues could have taken place. So I admire, I'm somewhat, I was going to say surprised by how patient many have been. There are women still writing to me today after the publication of my report, recounting things that happened to them, in some cases decades ago and throughout their career. But it is their initiative, and particularly the class action and their engagement now internally in CAF in particular, that I think deserves all the credit for progress that has yet to fully materialize.
Further, throughout, were you consulted with the report while the Minister of Defence was preparing it? Was there any consultation during it?
Sorry, when the minister was preparing her response to my report?
Was there any consultation with you throughout the process?
Well, during my examination, my review, I made requests for extensive requests for documentation. I received some 4,000 documents, and I both received testimonials and comments by people who reached out to me, and I, of course, reached out. And so during the course of my review, I spoke to the CDS, the VCDS, the deputy minister. I reached out, I visited some of the bases, wings. Anyway, but I'm not sure if you meant after the publication of my report, as the minister was preparing her response. No, I have had no contact with anyone.
Thank you. Further, with regards to your comments about the movement to civilian courts, you touched on a couple different things with regards to the efficiency, discipline, morale. But my question is, do you believe that moving all sexual assault cases to the civilian side is achievable, or might we wait years just to find out that it's not achievable? Because I'm fearful of the backlog. Could you speak to the civilian side of it, please? Thank you.
Yes, thank you. I have all the figures inside my report in terms of the number of, and I'll distinguish between investigations and prosecutions that the various provinces can expect if they actually exercise a jurisdiction they already have to prosecute sexual offenses committed either by CAF members or on CAF bases and wings, including outside Canada. It is minuscule compared to the general scope of the prosecution of sexual offenses in civilian courts. We're talking about, from if you look at the most serious cases, the ones that are more resource intensive, you look CAF in 20 years, from 1999 to 2001, which is when they received jurisdiction in 1998. So from then, 1999 to 2021, They had 134 court-martial cases in 30 years. Distribute that across Canada, and this is for the most serious cases, but without getting into all the nitty-gritty details, obviously there'd be a few more cases in Ontario, for instance, than in other provinces, but on average, you're looking at 34, on average, about 34 prosecution for sexual offenses cases per year across Canada. So
Okay,
the idea...
we are going to have to leave the answer there.